Hi everyone, this is your TA Hannah Shellum, and in this screencast, we're going to go over the final exam, the final hurdle you have to jump over to be finished with English 148. Now, this screencast will encompass several aspects of the final exam. First, we're going to review what the final exam is. Then we're going to talk about how to prepare for the final exam, and then we're going to talk about how you can actually take the final exam. Okay, I'm here on the syllabus, and here is the final exam description that you can find in the syllabus. If you remember taking the midterm, remember that you analyzed one text passage and one film clip. Essentially, the final exam will be the midterm times two. But instead of choosing the passages and clips that you'll be analyzing, Dr. Rodriguez has some pre-selected film clips and text passages that you'll provide identifications for, you'll give context to, and write analysis of. This final will be on Sakai, and also it'll be 3 hours and 15 minutes, not just 3 hours. To give you a clearer picture of what the final exam is going to look like, here is the final exam template, and we'll talk more in a moment about how to use this final exam template for your final exam. Looking at this template, it probably looks pretty familiar because it's the same template that we used for the midterm exam. It has the identifications, it has the context and analysis questions. What you're also going to notice in this template, however, is that there are a third and fourth clip template to fill out. So that's what the difference is. There's twice as many identifications and clips in the final exam as there were in the midterm exam. Okay, now let's discuss preparing for the final exam. As you can see here, I'm on the Sakai tab for the final exam. Here you'll find links for the template, the study guide, and for the exam link that will appear on exam day. For now, let's look at the study guide link to look at the study guide document. Here we can see some information about preparing for the exam. It's important to note that the final exam is cumulative, meaning that the passages and clips can come from anything that we've watched in the class. Things that won't be on the final exam will be things we saw in close readings throughout the semester. While this is an open note exam, you can have a one-page quote cheat sheet, it still is important to study for this exam. So looking at this information in the study guide is really important. And you can find information about each unit in the study guide on the last page. These units have been outlined by Dr. Rodriguez, and you can see that each unit has major ideas to study and think about when you're studying for this exam. This list of concepts will be updated as the semester goes along, so anything that won't be included in the final exam will be crossed out on this list, and that'll be updated as we go further into the course. Let's now discuss taking the final exam. On the day of the final exam, the link to this exam will appear on the final exam tab in Sakai. If you're having trouble with that link, you can also find the final exam via the exams tab on Sakai. So now let's talk about what taking the exam will look like. So the exam link will go live on Sakai at 12 a.m. on Monday, July 27th. That link will be open for 24 hours until Tuesday, July 28th. So during that time, you'll be able to take the exam. You'll have 3 hours and 15 minutes once you start to complete the exam. So like I said before, the final exam is a bigger version of the midterm exam. You'll be able to pick which 2 passages and 2 clips you'll be writing on from an available 6 options. So in the exam, as we'll look at in a second, there will be 6 clip options. You'll decide which clips you're doing, indicate that on your exam, and then fill out those options in the exam on Sakai. So in Sakai, you'll have, again, like the midterm, the boxes you can fill in with your answers, but we strongly suggest that you type your answers on the template that we provide, and then, like you did before, copy and paste into these boxes. It's strongly suggested because of the time that each passage gets between 40 and 45 minutes. So make sure you're not taking time on one passage that then takes away from writing about another passage. Managing your time is really important on this exam. For those who have worked with Sakai before, you might know that Sakai can sometimes mess things up or delete things, so make sure that you keep a copy of your exam on your computer, Google Docs, etc., until you receive your exam grade. That way, in case something happens and Dr. Rodriguez needs to email you, you do have a copy that he can grade. So make sure you keep your copy of your exam per that template. So here is what your final exam will look like. So as you can see on the first page are those 6 clips that are up for you to choose which ones you want to analyze. So you'll first come in, look at those clips, and then decide here which clips that you want to analyze, you want to watch, view, and argue about. So again, you want to indicate here which 4 clips you're doing, and then in the next pages what you're going to do is you're going to say in the first box which clip or passage number you're analyzing. So just for us to understand what you're analyzing. So again, like the midterm, we see these boxes that you fill in. Again, please follow the template and keep a copy of it for us just in case. And so you can just fill in the boxes here. Here is the second page, what that will look like. Again, putting in clip number and the film title, more identifications, more things for you to fill out. Again, you can use that one-page cheat sheet of everything, but don't confer with other students. That's the only requirement, is you're doing this by yourself. Continuing with the final exam, you can see you're indicating passage numbers, filling in information from your template. And again, this is just what you'll be filling out through the assessment. One thing you're not seeing here is the timer. So you'll have a timer for your exam. You're just not seeing it now because this is the draft version. So you'll be timed based on where you are in your exam. Okay, we know that was a lot of information, but you will have the opportunity to input questions about the final exam in the forum in the final exam tab in Sakai. So please, if you have any questions about exam logistics, about what you're being asked to do, please put a forum question in the exam logistics forum. Additionally, please feel free to email Dr. Rodriguez any questions. Otherwise, good luck on your exams, everyone.